And I'm back here to spam your sub boxes with another episode of this epilogue that people might care about. Um, so yeah, last time technical difficulties occurred and we had to split it into two parts, but this one should hopefully not go that wrong. As we go to the GP version of Nürburgring, a racetrack in Germany that F1 used to use. Also, hello BMW sign. Also, my chair's dumb. I don't think you can hear that in the background, but it's like creaking a little. The cushion's not in right. Something is going on here, and I don't really like it too much. Do you mind if I ran out? That's what that beepy noise is. This again. Actually, I know what triggered this, and Mom is home. Me commentating a little unusual or uncanny. I think this would have been the worst time to begin the recording. Game is bugged. My mom is home. My dog is losing his mind. The demotifier starts beeping at me in the loading screen. Ah! People do this stuff for a living. Well, it's called living in your own house. So yeah, here you go. Here's the glitched footage that apparently people want to see. I didn't really like it, but it's basically what's happening here. There are filter modes you can find in the options menu, and if you reset the game while you're in the middle of a race, it'll occasionally mess around with that filter setting, among other settings. One of which is what turned off the music, and that's actually why I left it off. Like, I was like, this is actually kind of helping, and I'm going to continue to do that. So, yeah. But I think it's messed with the filter settings, and that's why we're playing in Sin City right now. I wasn't stuck in my car while I explained that, and I don't really know what's been happening in the field. There's a large group behind XT3. Danny thinks about having issues with that. Nope. Maybe next corner. He would have the inside line on the next corner, plus he has more power to get there. Nope, he backs out. Danny, what is wrong with you? You're supposed to be aggressive. Now do that. Or like if you worry that if you damage the super, you damage Anastasia Zuko, which isn't really the case. And we go down here. Bird is currently stuck out of the points, but I think once he gets around so fast, shortly enough, that'll change. And there he goes. Ah! Oh, there goes Metacog. Hello, how are you? Burn is leading. That's a new one. Race Cam is in 4th. This is a new high for him as well. Everything's been turned on its head so far. Well, almost everything. Aleks is still in 13th, 12th, and imminent to be 11th if, you know, so fast doesn't have anything to say about it. Danny is attacking Race Cam. Danny has passed Race Cam. Danny spins. That was odd. Race Cam temporarily takes that spot back, but I think with extra power, we'll just, yeah, he'll just yield it. We'll just return it. This is more aggressive. This is what we know from Danny, but the aggression is leading him to make mistakes he doesn't have to. And it is really complicating this whole get around them process. So XG3 just kind of watches that happen. The gap is almost growing between Burn and 16 Angels. He must like this track or something. This isn't really... This is kind of one of those tracks, it doesn't really favor the fast or the maneuverable. It just kind of does both, and also does neither. Like, we have some corners, we have long straightaways like the one these cars are about to be on. And so really, any kind of car that has overall performance can win just as easily as one that sways to one side or another. As Ryan brings Vert down the straightaway with him, and they come up to XT3 and Race Cam. This makes it harder to figure who people are, because I can see, alright, it's a green sports coupe looking thing, that must be XT3. Or, oh, it's a blue touring car, that's Vert, but that is gone, so you have to look at, like, basic body shape, and that isn't terribly easy. Meanwhile, back in last is a race between me and Gearhead. Okay, so back in last is me, because my car is not great. XT3 has fallen back. Looks like Bert and Race Cam are fighting. Bert gets away with that one pretty easily. Now I think it's Storm behind that there. Dr. J is just kind of hanging on to this group. Not necessarily well, and as you look on the map, Aleks is catching that group pretty fast as well. And then get back into the pack of cars. XT3 is still kind of sitting behind Ryan. Who knows, maybe he'll make an error. Oh, 16 Angels finally got around to Burn. That maybe shouldn't have taken that long. Danny is going for that. He does not get that. Race Cam and Ryan Storm, well, you know, these guys ought to be... Yeah, Race Cam pretty much just gave him the spot, almost, it looked like. Figures they won't really aggress each other much. given how much of a tight bond they have. Aleks has bought his way into the group, for a matter of speaking. I look over at the little leaderboard there and I thought I saw a name that was like a completely different character that's not here. I remembered, oh yeah, I just named So Fast Blocks Fast because, I don't know. I named these characters a while ago, or like decided what cars they were in. And so, when doing that, I guess the idea of like dissonance of like this person is this car, kind of like how I am a 370Z, but never really occurred to me. And this is obviously, of course, fixed in the no, actually I don't know where I'm going with that. I just like my mind just like hit the brakes. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Just forgetting how to think for about five or 6 seconds. Anyway, so of course 16 Angels gets to the lead and is now running. That is what you do. Danny is inconvenienced by this group of cars here. Danny, being as aggressive as ever, is trying to figure out some way, somehow, to try and get multiple cars at once. Oh, I think he has that now. He also almost has Metacog? I don't think he meant to brake that late. It's got Dr. Justice. I don't have much caffeine, so I'm yawning so much. And my Mountain Dew is like my version of coffee. If I don't have it, I'm not productive. Vert has caught the lead group and has already made work of that. You won't be getting anywhere past third, but third itself is not impossible, though it is, albeit unlikely, that Vert will gain 2 more places in like a minute or so of race time. I'll be honest, this race hasn't been the most thrilling. XC3 wants to get around race cam, but he instead makes an error, and that gives Aleks the position relatively easy. Once he put himself out of position, there was not a thing he could do against that Ferrari. Aleks thought about attacking race cam, but he kind of realized that would just be not smart, so he didn't obviously do that. And 16 Angels wins the race. Burn in second, which is pretty good for what he's been doing recently. Metacog in third, Danny in fourth, Vert in fifth. You know, the usual suspects. It's not until we get back to race cam where we see another upstanding performance. Extra through with another point scored. Aleks, disappointing 9th place for him there. I don't think he can say he's really pleased with that result, given he's been fighting for like podiums usually. Oh, you don't have to brake there. Give me a break. Anyway, so I should now back out of the championship real quick. Go into the options and fix this mess. I had it on this in the last episode. There's also this filter, which I don't really care for. And expanded works well enough. And next we have Spa Francorchamps. Francorchamps? I don't really know. Anyway, it occurred to me I should probably turn that off because I'm not racing, so I don't need to know where to brake. And therefore the AI don't need to either. The AI know where to brake. So the little green line will be gone. Yeah, this thing doesn't mute terribly well. I should just unplug it next time I have to blow my nose, or just something similar where I have to mute the mic for any length of time. Part of this is almost eerie without any loading music. And skip qualifying. Excuse me. So I'm gonna actually follow behind the other cars and get like a rear view of everything. Not hit them though. This isn't working. FC3 has damage somehow. Wonder who he took that from or got that from or whatever. As I'm just getting smoked. Danny is the leader, with his girlfriend right behind, and then Ryan up to adjust that. So those blurs past XT3. That's something I kind of remembered too. The reason I left my car on the track, like the gray car that I have in the pits all the time, is now when I pause and look at the session leaderboards, it actually pauses. As you can see, so that's kind of helpful, I suppose. Danny has just kind of walked away. Well, this will be a battle. X3 versus Sparky. We don't really get this one much. This is, of course, all assuming that it's interrupted by someone else behind them and appearing. And I'm behind that, or those two, but I'm about to get, like, stuffed by the likes of Racecam, Vert. No, Burn isn't back right there. Yeah, so Race Cam, Vert, and Metacog are about to have their way with me. This is kind of the group that I want to watch, because these two are... They don't really fight each other much. I don't even think they ever raced against each other in the world race. So this is like kind of their first experience with each other on the track. You know, when eventually something happens. So this is a racetrack in Belgium, largely made famous by a turn that Danny is about to go into, known as Eau Rouge, and it's widely considered the most amazing corner in Formula 1. I don't really know. I'm hardly a professional opinion on it, so... Despite being in more than one F1 recently, I'm still not a professional opinion. Actually, 3 got on Sparky 1 point, as now Bert does the same. And Metacog. And they'll be on XT3 next. He does live down this straightaway. But, not forever. That's a long train of cars. XT3 can hold them up for some time. We might end up having like a 6-7 car train here. Gearhead won't be in it. As that lines up a potential move on Aleks. XT3 still kind of holding here somehow. Vert is right on his back bumper though. Metacog is also there. Race Cam is trying to get around Sparky, but he's kind of limited because he does have myself and Burn and everyone else right behind him. So if he does do something that compromises himself, well, he'll not be in that position for very long. Though, I won't be the one to take it. If anything, there'll be Burn. XT3 should be about through here. He can block if he wants to, he can leave his friends behind, but I don't think it's going to matter. Keyword is think, but he's driving a bit erratically, so no one wants to try and do something. Vert will now attempt a move. I think he does that decently easily, and then because of that, XT3 is thrown off, and Metacog will follow. And then as for everything behind all of that, Zoris Kim nearly loses control. We are down to city limit speeds through those corners. Aleks is stuck, no longer stuck. He was stuck behind me. But of course that quickly changes as soon as they get into a straightaway. My car is like one of the weakest ones here. Oh gee whiz. Burn! Was that Burn's fault? That's why we have a replay. Not from this perspective. My car is still sitting there. There's Burn. So let's see what happened. That sent them for a magic carpet ride to the first corner. Oh, yep. I don't really know, huh? I think that's kind of equal. Like, it's a little bit Race Cam's fault, because he could have, you know, maybe, could have looked in his mirrors and noticed there's a Lamborghini that's trying to pass me. I should maybe not get in its way. And now Race Cam is confused? There you go. So fast gave him a little assistance. Good old So Fast. This gives him a little help and he's back on his way. 16 Angels is now applying pressure to Ryan Storm. The flight of the bumblebees is going on through the middle part of the racetrack. The Metacog is not there to be a part of it, as he would be the third yellow vehicle if he were. XC3 still in... I was about to say third. Still in 6th place, which is... It's somewhat given his car, but... I mean, Monza 66 kind of proved his car isn't actually that bad. It's a solid all-rounder, but it just kind of lacks the overall benefits to being into one part of the spectrum of power or cornering. Because it's not as fast as Metacog's car, but doesn't corner as well as Vert's. Though it might beat the one in the section it doesn't follow. Like, it might be about even with Metacog's car in handling, and it might be about even with Vert's car in top speed, but because of the lack in the other stat, those two both beat him out. Aleks should be catching, you would think. As Danny begins the final lap, and he's got a hearty, like, 6-second lead, I would say. 7.5, actually. The podium has a little distance. It's like, Vert is 9 seconds from a top 3. But he's also gained a lot on Metacog. Aleks has only 1.5 seconds to gain on XT3 in an almost 3-minute lap. So towards the end of the lap, that'll be fun to look at. As Byrne goes for a move on Sparky. Sparky probably wary of what he did to Race Cam on the previous lap and just kind of stays away. And that is now being unleashed onto Byrne's trail as they go into Eau Rouge for the final time. 16 Angels is still in Ryan Storm's rearview mirror. Aleks needed to get a lot more, needed to decrease that gap a lot more down that straightaway. That is kind of gaining on Byrne. Byrne does have the advantage over that in straight line speed. Of course, that does have slightly better handling, given that it's a modern suspension. It has better capabilities that way. More throat congestion. I didn't even eat recently. I ate like 4 hours ago. I don't see why now suddenly my throat is just all like messed up. I think Ryan Storm should be good here. The main thing is, how is Aleks doing? No, not around. Actually, 3 is almost a corner, basically a corner ahead. That is still on top of Byrne, but I think that might be it for him because his car is slower. Sparky might, or should score because my car isn't really faster, I don't think. Justice wins by a commanding 10 seconds over Ryan Storm. Metacog takes the final turn to claim a 6th place. That was right on top of Byrne at the end. And I think with another lap that might have gotten hairy. But there wasn't one, so we don't really get to see how that pans out. Sparky scores, and I am behind that. Race Cam limps his heavily damaged vehicle home well out of points. Race Cam is probably not going to be terribly happy with Byrne after that, and probably have some words for him in the garage. But I hope the alien speaks English, or else he might not really understand. But I hope Race Cam speaks English. All we've ever heard him do is just beep when Ryan Storm says something. So that is the Belgian Grand Prix done. Next we have, there's Modern Monza. Now this is going to be a hoot. This is going to be more entertaining still if Ryan and Danny are near the back. Or N16 Angels and Metacog as well. Basically, I think whoever starts closer to the front of those 4 will probably win the race. Let's go morning for this one. Again, feels almost slightly weird without any kind of loading music. It's weird to think about that too, because the World Race, that game doesn't have any music in its loading screen, and I don't think anything of it. I think most older games didn't have any music in their loading screen. Stunt Track Challenge didn't have any, Velocity X didn't have any, Beat That didn't have any. Beat That was the only game that had anything in the loading screen where it reminded you of the goals you had. World Race did have those tips, but most of them were like 1 of 5 tips, and after like an hour of the game, you kind of catch on to most of those things, except for the "don't get greedy" hint. Also, by the way, you kept asking in the game that that is Backdraft's driver. That is also on the loading screen with Bert. Why him? I don't know, but he is. I'm gonna just Italian sunrise here. Monza, I guess it is in Italy. This is the newer version that they race now. Well, Vert starts in the back, but Ryan wins because he starts in second, and Danny is not up front, nor is 16 Angels really, or of course Metacog. So Aleks would be his only challenge, and Aleks doesn't have all of that much straight line speed. He might have him like the those speed corners, because he can get better launch out of them, which there are plenty of them here. Byrne, I think if that wing were there, might provide a battle. He'll get XT3, I think, into the next corner. If not, you should definitely get it done in this lap. Fairly confident. So fast. Poor thing. 16 Angels is going to do his best to get through the field, but I don't know. The top speed between the Corvette and Ryan Storm's ride isn't that pronounced. It's like a few mile an hour, just like a few, like 3 or 4 miles per hour difference between their cars at the end of a long straightaway. And 3 or 4 miles an hour is not enough to bridge this gap in 5 laps. Aleks still within striking distance. Oh, what's happening here? Oh my lord. You poor thing, XT3. Let's see here. See what happens. Oh, is that burn again? Oh my god. Burn! It's twice now. You did it at the Highlands already. And I think normally that's actually what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to wait for everyone else to go around you. And you have like plenty of time to merge onto the road before you get back on it, but I'd be surprised if he actually does so. Oh, he does. He actually does continue. Yeah, sometimes they get in the grass. They just won't know what to do, and they'll just kind of sit there and ponder. But no, XT3 doesn't give up that easily, and I suppose that says more about him than anything else does here. Burn, you are a Nazi driver. You know that. Now, the brakes in the Lamborghini not good. They need to be checked. No, I don't think that's an excuse here. I think that's just you being a jerk. Angels, get over there and teach him a lesson. Give him a piece of your golden mind. And show him why you don't run people off the road, why don't you? Because if you're not, I'm going to. And he's not going to like it if I do it. Because I have infinite cars. I can just, if I just decide to, I can just go out and wreck him and then return to the pits, and if that's not good enough, I'll do it again with a fixed car. Or at the very least, don't let the wrecker get a podium position. That would be at least the minimum here. And XT3 is actually back in the race. He at least has something to do. He can fight for 11th, believe it or not. I don't know if he'll get there, and I definitely don't think he'll get any higher. But he can fight for 11th. Gearhead's sitting in points. I do believe Dr. Justice and one of either him or Sparky were the only ones before this episode did not score. Though I think it might just be Dr. Justice and... No, it's Gearhead and... just Gearhead. It might be only Gearhead that hasn't scored yet. Because I scored, at Silverstone. Justice also scored at Silverstone, I believe. So Fast scored at Mugello? But Gearhead, I don't remember him scoring, and I don't remember... So yeah, this might be an opportunity for him to finally get a point. Just to say that he has it. As XT3 has already gotten around me and Justice, and is now working on... he's now working on So Fast. He, of course, like basically every other car here, has a speed advantage over that car that So Fast currently has, and there you go. 11th is maybe out of reach now, as Racecam is up here with Gearhead. Gearhead defends his position successfully. Meanwhile, Aleks is clamping on to Ryan. His car doesn't have the same speed as Ryan. I'm not sure. Who am I to question Aleks? What am I doing? It's Aleks. He's doing Aleks stuff. As I said at Michelle. Aleks, do Aleks things. He is doing them. Yeah, you can see the speed difference there. As they go down the long straightaways. Oh, 16 Angels has come to join the party as well. Danny has just passed Burn not long ago. Damage from hitting XT3 probably didn't help that. 16 Angels is going to inconvenience Aleks now. That's not smart though. That's actually helping Ryan get away. If 16 Angels does do that. Though, at the same time, I don't know if Aleks has the speed to get around Ryan. And so, this might be a necessity. 16 Angels might have to get around Aleks. Just so he can even have a chance to get after Storm. See, Ryan Storm breaks at 162. I didn't see his speed, I didn't see his speed. Oh my god. Slow down, 16 Angels. Don't hit Aleks. You've already had enough hitting today. Racecam got gearhead somewhere down the line, as did XT3. XT3 might actually get a point out of this. It's not impossible. That Mustang you'd think would be fast enough, but I guess not really. Are you insane, Racecam? There was no way you were gonna get to her inside. This is why I like putting Monza right in the middle of the schedule. This track can just screw with everything. If somebody just gets a couple of aggressive maneuvers, or just aggressive ideas in their head, and try to put them to use, that can just screw with the point system. Racecam's gonna try again on Sparky, using the power advantage to actually get ahead of her this time, and XT3 will attempt to just follow Racecam through. Hey, XT3 is going to miraculously score after being spun by Burn over here. Danny is about to obliterate the Angels and maybe even outbreak Aleks. Maybe Danny is the one that's going to be able to defeat Ryan up there. It's no longer beat that, it's beat Storm. We're Storm Chasers, that's what this is. That's the name of the episode, they're Storm Chasers. Alright, let's see this boosted maneuver from Danny here. See if he has the guts. Oh, he has the Nickelodeon guts! Hello! Nothing to really doing back there. Let's go back up to this group and see if Danny will get that superior run into this corner. Nope, nothing doing. That may or may not have actually been his last opportunity, though. Let's see what else is going on. And again, not really much. I think it's just these four that we want to watch. Unless they go down to the third of four, or the third of four long stretches of road. Danny is getting ever closer to Ryan, and he pulls out. That might be it right there. Nope. Nope, Danny didn't have the nerve for that. And I think with that flub, that almost basically secures the win for Ryan. Yeah, pretty much. So now let's see what these two do. I don't think he's braking late enough to get anything there. No. Plus he's taking a wide line out of it, so I don't know what he can possibly do from that. XC3 will now challenge Race Cam through the final corners. And this is about the last, like, important battle that is on the track. They're about even in top speed, but XC3 is in the Race Cam slipstream, so let's see if he can do something there. I don't think he can. He thought about it, you saw him move over, but that's just not on the cards. But still, scoring top 10 with XT3 after Byrne threw him off the road. That's just a demonstration right there. Oh my god, hurry up, people. There, race is over. Justice and So Fast had a drag race to the finish line at the end of the race. And now, the final race of this episode is the long version of what was race 3. Well, now race 12 is the extended version. Oh, there's a preview of the next tracks. Have a nice sunset here. Awkward silence was awkward because I just zoned out during that loading screen. Dog loses his mind again. He's not really the smartest dog. So this is once again definitely a high-speed type of track, meaning cars like Metacog's, Ryan Storm's, Danny's car, those will probably do well for themselves here if they start near the front. Well, Danny and Metacog are not. I don't know about that there. I think that's that there. No, it's the race cam. Ryan is up near the front again. For a top speed comparison, this car is kind of evenly matched with some of the cars here. I nearly just killed Gearhead. This vehicle is actually the reason it made it is because it was actually a vehicle I considered putting in this driver list. It was almost my own car, and I kind of wish I had done that because it's probably better than the one that I ended up with, as you can see. I don't know where I'm braking. I don't know where I'm braking. That's gonna just kill someone. See if Vern manages to maybe avoid killing someone this time. And I was definitely wrong. That was not in 13th. That was up at, like, 3rd. As expected, Brian is using that tuned RX-7 to just make a break for it. Oh my god. I would switch to my own car just in time to see me smack a barrier. See you later. This Vert lines up to maybe do something with 16 Angels, though he's on the outside. He would need to be down there to do that. Oh. Nope, now he's on the inside. Light brakes. I think they're reacting to XT3 being in the lane. Vert makes the move on 16 Angels. Does he make the move on XT3? I think he just might. Actually, they're probably a little skittish because he's been dumped 3 times. As race cam is about to probably, maybe, hopefully move into a points place. No, Justice outbreaks him and Metacog gets into race cam, which actually just backfired on Metacog there. Whoops. So now I get to the part of the track that was actually in the short version. And I think it might just be the same track from here on. I'm not sure though. This is definitely a long course. Of course, we're attending for Mom being one of her signature 2.5 hour, like, video calls with somebody I don't know. Probably never will. I just went to the same car I was already looking at. Whoops. I'm watching Vert Wheeler. Let's switch to Vert Wheeler. No. That's not how that works. Burn again has damage to his car, whether that's hitting someone or hitting the wall or maybe getting hit. I don't know. And your top 5 are almost the same as before. Actually, no, it's not the same Danny isn't up here just yet. This Vert outspeeds that. And that didn't apparently like that idea, and oh my god, now Aleks is backwards. Come on, that. Oh, and good hit, Aleks. Danny's car is also looking worse for wear. And Ryan Storm are just probably ecstatic right about now. As he's just nincompoops just trip over each other's shoelaces trying to get up to the front. Aleks remains in 8th despite literally doing a 360 burn is missed. What are you doing? ET phone home, moron. Something's like wrong with this car almost. Oh, look at this. I'm probably getting close to my hour limit here. Towards the last 3 minutes, I think. Oh, he has a flat tire from that. That's karma burn. Okay, those are kind of nice, actually. Yep, that'll do it. He tapped the side of the wall with his tire, and that's a flat right there. He is not going anywhere fast. You can see the car is like tipping over. Wow, never actually seen that. Bert has suspension damage on his car, and he's still fighting. Well, and who are you talking to? He's just completely retired from the event. XT3 is probably ecstatic at this news. No more getting ran off the road for him. Theoretically speaking. Oh, the suspension damage is really doing to Bert's car. I almost called him Vert. Who's that? Metacog is, of course, damaged. Let's go into the awkward, like, Mount Haruna hairpins. Maybe this time we'll actually pass him without wrecking him. Danny's got into storm? Ow. So that slowly creeps up to... Metacog slowly creeps up to that. Oh, Gearhead was out of the race too. Oh, he's not. He's just that far behind.